अच्छा, तो I was gonna basically just change strings. मैंने सोचा अगर strings बदलनी है तो उसके ऊपर थोड़ी सी बातें भी कर लेते हैं मे बी कि what my practices for changing strings generally. I mean, it's obviously a very simple thing, लेकिन I found कि बहुत सारे musicians हैं जिनको स्ट्रिंग्स या तो स्ट्रिंग चेंजिंग से थोड़ा सा घबराते हैं एंड आई थिंक ये तो मिनिमल है, राइट? यू शुड नो हाउ टू चेंज योर स्ट्रिंग्स. दैट्स जनरली आपको एक मिनिमम लेवल रिक्वायरमेंट होती है. यू शुड नो दिस मच अबाउट योर इंस्ट्रूमेंट कि क्योंकि दैट्स अ यानी कि यू शुड चेंज स्ट्रिंग्स शो से पहले या रिकॉर्डिंग से पहले जनरली. और लोग उससे भी घबराते हैं, कहते हैं कि यार वो ट्यूनिंग अनस्टेबल हो जाती है. बट अल्टीमेटली अगर आप, if you notice, the best time you ever play is when on a fresh pair of strings. Guitar feels new, it feels smooth and silky, और मज़े से चीज़ें बजती हैं. So there's no, I mean, I love it. So I अगर कोई बड़ा शो आ रहा है तो I make sure I put a set of new strings and then I'll work them in. आपको थोड़ा सा stretch करना होता है. And actually अगर मेरी टेक्निक यूजुअली अगर आप इस्तेमाल करें for changing up the strings, it's a very stable thing, even on a highly unstable. People always complain about these tremolo things. Like, and I can pretty much dive bomb it all the way. And these are all set of strings. हमें गिटार वैसे थोड़ा सा आउट था, लेकिन and यानी मैं बहुत इस्तेमाल करता हूँ, फिर भी इट्स जनरली स्टेज इन ट्यून. इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल आइडिया कि जहाँ भी स्ट्रिंग गिटार के साथ कनेक्ट कर रहा है, आपने उसको मेक श्योर करना है कि वो लुब्रिकेटेड है. सो मैं सिंपली एंड आई जस्ट पुट अ ग्राफाइट पेंसिल यहाँ पे नट पे, just on the edge here, and it's solves all the problems usually. यहाँ थोड़ा सा अगर आपके पास गन स्प्रे, it's metal on metal, यहाँ ब्रिज पे अगर आप थोड़ा सा उसको स्प्रे कर दें, it works wonders. Make sure यहाँ here string tree पे, anywhere where there might be dust or rust, which is what causes the the friction, and then things get stuck and then they don't come back into their proper tuning. But I think if you just properly lubricate these situations, or thoda sa, keep your guitar clean before and after playing, just wipe them down. Never use that fast fret terrible stuff. Don't do it. So I'm gonna just change it. But I think those are my general tips for changing strings. Any big performance, just change them and do it. Oh, or make sure you know how to keep the guitar in tune. Obviously, before a big performance, you should know that as well. SE up. Don't put new strings without knowing how to keep the guitar in tune. Lekin generally, and you can wait 2 days before a big gig or whatever. Aapne uske thoda sa string change kar liya, and trust me, your fingers will thank you for it. The guitar, and you should change your strings often, because the strings are the thing that get the dirtiest, or they and then things start rusting underneath it because of it, and then and they. Worst thing is the tone of the strings also deteriorate over time. So एक तो intonation out हो जाती है, and the tone भी. These sound relatively okay, but I've been playing them शायद 1 महीने से तो मैं बजा रहा हूँ इनको, and अब obviously shows तो हो नहीं रहे, लेकिन still it's I can't get the harmonic. Strats aren't the best for harmonics. I'm not getting it. Anyway. But I can tell the intonation थोड़ी सी out हुई भी है. थोड़ी सी. And so it's important to have a good nut, basically. So I'm going to start anyways. I'll keep talking to you fellas, but point being, hopefully eventually we can just fast forward this. So I have a little tool like this, makes the winding and the cutting of the strings a little bit easier. Acoustic ke liye bhi ye setup hai. It's fairly easy to get. So it's a good thing to have a nice. First thing I did was replace the nut on this guitar when I got it. I mean, I've customized it heavily. So I'll slowly talk about the various parts, bits and pieces. Like, and you have be strings or change and really keeping it in tune. This is a Tusk XL, I believe. Khas they make them from all the guitars, but I got this specifically for that, and just kind of, you have a little bit of work to do on it, so maybe get a luthier to kind of fix it up for you. Lekin ye self-lubricating hota hai, it cost next to nothing. I mean, $5-6 se zyada nahi. I can't imagine it was more than $6-7 max. So this works out nice. This works out really cool. I mean, keeps the guitar. It's self-lubricating, but I still मैं उसको graphite pencil अभी मैं ये खुलता है तो मैं दिखाता हूँ. Graphite pencils and for sure a little bit of Vaseline on occasion. The idea is to keep it lubricated. So let me go ahead and change these strings out. First thing I do, simply loosen them up. Then okay. It's like a Zen exercise. मेरे लिए तो it's like a ritualistic thing. ना मैं zone में आ जाता हूँ थोड़ा सा, and then just kind of, you can do this thing. So I have locking tuners. यहाँ पीछे ना, so I have to make sure that they're loose. वैसे तो I find they kind of dull the sound. I know everyone says it's your imagination. There's nothing happening for some reason. मैं इनको काफी loose ही रखता हूँ just in case. And honestly, I don't think they really help with the tuning. I हल्की सी winding है. देखो, I mean, if you zoom in, you'd see हल्की सी यहाँ wind. एक winding होती है मेरी, which I'll generally show you how I do it. Just to keep it nice and neat, and less windings, the less trouble you'll have keeping it in tune. So these are my general things that I do, and there's nothing wrong with them. The strings sound okay, but you can see they're dirty. I've wiped them down. वही मैं थोड़ा सा कपड़े के साथ लेके ना, I'll just wipe it down. Take each string and wipe it down after I play. उसको थोड़ा सा and it keeps. Lekin I can tell कि coloration off हुई भी है, थोड़ी सी intonation off हुई भी है generally. So there's no point in keeping it. Again, मेरे लिए तो it's a fun exercise. You get to clean your guitar. वो भी बहुत ज़रूरी है. Keep your guitar clean. Dust यहाँ volume knob में आता है, it gets scratchy. यहाँ पे आता है, it gets scratchy. So you want to keep making sure you clean it nicely. कभी कभार वो spray लगा दिया करो, the contact cleaner type cheese just over here. Little gun spray here, little Vaseline and graphite here in the wherever strings are touching the body of the guitar, kahin bhi. So I just use these little clippers. Cut. I mean, you can just unplug it from there, और उसको वहाँ से भी निकाल सकते हैं, जिस तरह भी करना चाहें. This I just, again, it's a ritualistic thing, na? मुझे मज़ा आता है इसको इस तरह करने में. So I find a lot of people, एक दो लोग, अगर देखो, if you're not a professional guitar player तो आपको फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता. You don't need to worry about it. इसका फ़ायदा देखो, I've cut all the strings, I just push them all out generally, and yeah. Okay, we got one section. Okay, now I had यहाँ से मैंने loosen and just pull. So yeah, keep your guitar clean, keep it lubricated, and tuning. There should be no tuning issues. I mean, if it's a decent model, any Mexican Strat should be, should stay in tune. Uska koi masla nahi hona chahiye. Just keep it clean and lubricated, and it should be fine. Usually I do this on a bench. It's a lot faster. Or somewhere flat, kahin bhi. Supporting the neck somewhere, is tarah ki koi cheez ho. And then you... It's a lot faster. But for you folks, I have to make exceptions. What I like to do, jab bhi main string badalta hu, not jab bhi, obviously depends on how quickly you're doing it. I'll rub down a little bit. Frets ko thoda sa. So if it gets, I mean, मैं regularly करता हूँ, and you can see there's dirt. I mean, it gets dirty. There's your grubby little fingers are all on it all day long. So wash your hands first of all. Keep your hands clean. But you're gonna sweat. You're gonna, and it's good for the fret as well, to get a nice little rub down. There's always like fret conditioner type चीजें जो आप लगा सकते हैं उसको. That's, don't overdo it. You should do it like maybe once a year. If you're in a dry area, maybe twice. For the most part, look how dirty. Yeah, we don't want that dirt. And I'm not like going crazy with it, but I'm definitely trying to keep it from going too dirty. It's not that bad. Like, this will keep your guitar playing much better for much longer. Simple things. Getting that grease. Oh, honestly, I don't do it every time, but I'm showing it, generally. But I will do it once in a while. Karna padta hai. All the dirt in your fingers get transferred onto the fretboard. That's never good. Uska koi fayda nahi. All right. Little bit. It's not so bad. Okay. So this is the guitar without it. उसको मैंने एक जल्दी से little. What I'll do is, where's that pencil? I'll quickly clean some of the dust out. The dust is the real enemy. Dust and rust, obviously. The moisture and too much dust is going to kill it. So we want to make sure you stay away from that. Number 2 pencil. That means number 2 pencils are good for the lubrication for graphite. So I just kind of dig it in and let some shavings and some graphite kind of stay there. So I just draw in a nice dark line, and usually sometimes agar Vaseline hoti hai to main Vaseline, I couldn't find it any, but you just dip it in Vaseline here with contact points. Graphite is good for it. Basically you get this, and then I'll throw in a little beach mein yahan pe. That's it. Sometimes throw in a little Vaseline, but apart from that, keep the dust out. Okay, the bridge moved. It freaked me out, but it's only because there was no strings on it and it just kind of shifted, but it's fine. The bridge is fine. I was like, oh my God, I'm being all cool and I'm breaking my guitar apart. No, everything's fine. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा bridge का थोड़ा सा अजीब सी उसकी situation हो गई थी, but it's back in. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It just kind of shifted. We spring hote hain, there's no tension on this of the strings on it, so it acted a little strange. So what Ernie balls. Just about every famous guitar player at some point has been using super slinkies. I've recently switched to 9s just because 20 साल मैंने 10s बजाए थे, and then I started playing a Strat, and I was like, yeah, I love that slinky, wobbly feel of a Strat, and I want more of it. And 9s give me more. It's a thinner tone, maybe slightly thinner tone, but it's wobblier, and I like that. I like that loose thing. It's like, but I think Strats tend to be a little stiffer than like the Les Paul ones, just because the scale is a little shorter on a Les Paul body style guitar. So pehla string I would always put in on is the low E string, just because this can hold the most amount of tension. So it's good to have this string on first, and the high E is the one that can stand the least amount of tension. Obviously it's smaller, so because of that you want to kind of put it in last. I just put it in from the bottom. Every guitar has almost a different style, but if it's a Strat style guitar, then you'll have usually this situation happening. So now I'm just gonna shut up and put these strings on. Actually, I'll keep talking about it. Why not? What's the point otherwise if I'm not talking about what I'm doing? Acha ji. I'm blind. Here we go. कोशिश मेरी यही रहती है कि pull it all in. And there's इसका भी एक तरीका होता है उसको, you kind of do a 5 4 3 2 2 1 1 kind of thing, winding के वक्त. But I don't think it's that important. I think with the खास तौर पे locking tremolos के साथ you can just kind of I lock right at the end. पहले सारी tuning settle जब हो जाती है ना, I'll keep this open and I'll just lock it. जब हल्का सा भी उसका tension आता है ना, I'll just lock it there and leave it there. और वो भी मैं इसलिए करता हूँ so it stays a little bit more stable. Now I'm gonna, it's at about my 5 p.m. it's pointing this way now. So what I do is I take a little bit of length here and move it back. So I've got an inch or so, and then and sometimes you mess up and you have to give more leeway, but here, see, that's it. I've got this going. I'll hold it down, this out of the way. And the easiest thing is your trusted guitar tool, I guess you can say, just isko niche pakde rahe, just twist it, quickly bring it up to relative pitch of some sort. I think I tuned to A or something, or G. Is that an E? I wonder if that's an E. Someone check. I'll check later. I don't have any way to gauge the tuning right now. Oh, actually I do. Let's see if I'm anywhere close to E. Oh, G. I don't have perfect pitch. Although if I thought about it harder, I just kind of went with a gut feeling. Wow, it's that low? My God, E is this low? This is an E. That was too low, but tuner don't lie. I guess so. I guess that's an E. So it's basically eight wind. And it's still loose up here. And also I'll wait until I've tuned the whole guitar, then I'll tighten it. Jab sara, when it all feels like okay, everything's stable, there's no stretching or pulling needed, lock it. That's 32, A string. So much fun. I have to do the acoustic as well. I'll hit that later though. Electrics, especially ये जो bridge वाले जो होते हैं ना, इनका थोड़ा सा डर लगा होता है कि इनको, because with bridge it's floating bridge, so if even the tuning changes a little bit, you have to readjust the spring, the way this thing is floating, how it's so it all affects it. इसको मैं थोड़ा सा आगे कर रहा हूँ. Now I'm doing it like a 4 o'clock, then 3 3, maybe 2 1 something. I mean, they recommend it. I mean, it's recommended with locking tuners to do it that way. I don't know why. कोई वजह होगी. I'm sure they figured out some science to it. I don't know how it helps. All I know is कि इस guitar पे once I started doing this pattern, and I was always kind of bad about it before as well. Never really took the time to learn much about an instrument until the STRAT this came along, and I tried. Oh, बड़ा मजा आया once I started figuring out about it. इसकी maintenance to begin with, and then just customize it exactly to your specific needs. And that's not just that's with like any electric guitar, with any instrument really. उसको आप, it's a tool, and you want to be able to perform the best you can on it. I don't know why I have all that distortion on it. That's not necessary, is it? Not sure. So next, this would be the D string, 24 wound. So as long as you keep the windings nice and short, small, just like one winding, no? And then that means there's just less things to tighten. Usko yahan pe, why, but isko pitch pe late it's supposed to tighten and kind of just lock itself in. Or phir isko ek final lock yahan kar de once everything's stable, and you're pretty much rock solid after that. Again, about an inch. D. It's so easy to wind with this. You tend to overwind it. We'll fine tune it. Abhi to just in the relative ballpark pe le aaye. So the tuning is kind of adjusting as it should. And it's important to string लगा के आप pitch पे ले आए. It's good to do that because you get the right amount of pressure on the neck and bridge as you're going up and putting more strings in. Bridge is starting to float क्योंकि उसका pressure यहाँ पे build हो रहा है तो वो equilibrium में आ रहा है with the springs in the back and strings on the top. It's kind of shifting with this hopefully, and then once we bring everything up to pitch, it should be floating at the exact same place that it was before, which I have a certain tuning that I do. अभी मैं दिखाता हूँ. That's my floating bridge. That's my preference basically. I know exactly how the strings are going to react when I do a full bend up, which each string reacts different. See it? Keep putting this on the table knowing that I'm going to use it. Voila. Pretty easy. floating bridge पे you have to keep tuning क्योंकि उसकी बाकी सारी चीज़ें out होना शुरू हो जाती हैं as you tune the rest of the strings. Your older strings kind of because pressure बढ़ता है इसका, this comes up, जो string tune में थी वो it comes down. So with strats and इस किस्म के जो bridge होते हैं, you have to be very careful to tune them over and over again until you have a stable. But once it's stable, it's pretty good. Then you don't have to see it's gone back down towards but every time towards it goes down a little bit less and a little bit less until it finds the equilibrium. This is on D sharp, isn't it? Getting closer. Closer. ये 3-4 दफा करना पड़ता है. What's the third time, I think? Fourth time, and then fifth time we should be in tune. Last time tuning, I think. लेकिन अभी ट्यून करके इक्विलिब्रियम में ला के फिर इसकी इंटोनेशन चेक करेंगे कि 12th फ्रेट पे ये नोट किस तरह बज रहा है. Feels so good. It sounds like oh. Let's see what it sounds like. Almost tuning. Tuning is good, right? Slightly out. Cool. So it's almost there. Let's just check the tuning on the 12th frets, just in case we need to intonate. I don't think we need to. But it's gone down again. Thoda sa to obviously. I mean, I just started playing it. Strings do need to stretch. but it's all evenly fallen down almost. It's just finding equilibrium, I think, still. You kind of start guessing कि कहाँ पे होगा. But it's important before you start intonation that your guitar is in good tune. Okay, so difference. छोटा मोटा चलता है वैसे, इतना तो चलता ही है, लेकिन since it's a new set of strings, they should be perfectly intonated, जितना as close as possible to perfect. तो इसको मेरे, it's showing me that it's a little flat. Flat को मैं I move it this way, and hopefully that should fix the higher intonation. To 12th fret की जो intonation I'll make it sharper basically by moving it closer. If I can find the grooves. Acha, maybe it's a smaller screwdriver. This is my other trusty guitar tool. Could this be it? Let's see if this works. Yeah, works better. मैं इस तरफ कर रहा हूँ. Might have been too much. Let's see. Oh wow. Interesting. Oh, there we go. अभी भी थोड़ा सा sharp आ रहा है. Interesting. Okay, let's try some more. Okay. This is out of the way, so I need to make sure the rest of the strings are tuned. Okay, now back to this. A low open. Let's move on to the next one. So, let's see what this one says. Okay, close enough. E. Good. A seems to be a little weird. Sometimes you get bummed strings, man. Bad strings. Then never stay intonated. But this is starting off bad. I mean, not so bad. Thoda sa, if I'm gentle with it, it's in tune. Lekin, definitely a few cents off. A baby. Strange though. Shouldn't be. It seems like it's getting worse, so maybe I'm usko galat rasta mein dikha raha hu. Let me try it the other way. Let me pull it back and see if it makes a difference. Maybe I had pulled it the wrong way. Ho sakta hai. Better. It's definitely better. That's it. Sorted. Fresh strings. Get the idea. And then final thing, Mera shuru mein I used to love just keeping it open like that. I haven't tightened the back ends as well. Wo I'll do it tomorrow probably. Aram se. Just cut. So make it nice and neat. I used to have a thing inko main rakhta tha. I used to like the jangle of it. Lekin, yeah, it's pointless. It's silly. Koi fayda nahi uska. Keeping it on. And it'll just poke you in the eye and blind you one day. Okay, we're done. enjoy a new set of strings. Bye.